Hello friends, in this video I'll present to you the case study of startup called Doodhwala. We will try to understand why Doodhwala failed. So let's dive in. Doodhwala started in year 2015. Let's understand how it started. So one fine night, two college friends named Ibrahim Akbari and Akash Agarwal were working on a college project, which was a business project. And while working on that project, they were munching on some cereals with milk. So the milk got finished, and they realized that they could not get more milk instantly because the local shops nearby were closed because it was night. Along with that, since they were living in a hostel and they had tied up with some local milkmen to deliver milk at their homes early morning, they noticed that many a times the milk was not delivered on morning at proper time. And since these were college students, they had to leave home, that is their hostel, at a particular time. And so not getting the delivery of milk on time was a genuine problem for these college students. So as soon as they realized this problem, they wondered that how life would have been easier if there was an app for ordering milk and the milk would get delivered at their doorstep. So next morning, after the project got finished, they went out to see how the milk supply chain market actually works. So after some weeks of research, they launched a beta version of product to test their market. So what is a beta version in case you don't know? It is a minimum viable product which does not have all the features. It is just a piece of software enough to solve the problem of people. So they launched this product, and just in order to test that whether the need existed and whether people were ready to pay for ordering milk. So gradually they started this startup, and they once they started observing the market, they noticed some genuine problems in the market by talking to customers and getting early feedback. And using those problems, they created their own USP, that is their unique selling proposition. They tried to differentiate their product. So what was their unique selling proposition? Let's understand. So first thing was that they delivered fresh milk directly from the farm. Yes, they delivered unadulterated milk. Unadulterated milk is a milk that comes directly from the farm, and there is no mixing happening in the milk. Along with that, they set up their supply chain such that delivery partners were always available and the customers could rely on their delivery because they used to deliver before 7 a.m. So the punctuality factor was there. Along with that, they offered convenience. That is, they could their product was easy to use. That is, people could subscribe for the product and stop using, and there was no problems with that. Along with that, they offered wide range of milk as per different customer requirements. Like some consumers need buffalo milk, some need cow milk, some need almond milk, etc. Along with that, there was minimum order facility. That is, that people had no obligation to order a minimum amount of milk for free delivery. People used to get free delivery even for a half liter packet of milk. So consumers wanted punctual, cost-effective, and good quality unadulterated farm milk, and this was something that Doodhwala delivered properly. Let's now have a look at some of the metrics related to this startup. So Doodhwala raised a total of $2.4 million of funding in over 2 rounds. Sorry, I forgot to mention the million mark, but yeah, they got funding of $2.4 million. Doodhwala started its operations from Bangalore, and they expanded gradually into two new cities, which were Hyderabad and Pune. Now, if we have a look at the business model of startup, they clearly operated on a marketplace model. That is, they collected milk from local milkmen and delivered it to the people. So basically, they act as a middleman between the people and the local milkmen. So the model was such that they operated on a subscription based model and gave users discounts and cashbacks for longer subscriptions. Now, this is a common acquisition strategy. The common retention strategy. So, if you want to retain your customers for long, you have to give them discounts and cashbacks, right? So, the startup had funding, it was solving a genuine need by providing milk which was unadulterated and with on time delivery. They had got the funding, they had good idea, good team, everything was going great. But suddenly, after 3 years of operation, that is in 2018, Doodhwala stopped their operations and the company failed. So let's understand why did they fail. So the primary reason behind their failure was bad customer acquisition strategy. Now, Doodhwala gave 1 week of free milk to customers so that customers can come to know about the quality of milk. And yes, we all know that if we give something for free, people could test it and maybe order it, right? But this 1 week period was very long, and so this cost them around 750 rupees per customer. Along with that, they failed to identify one big loophole, that people could create fake accounts and keep using their service for free. Now, let me explain you this. In India, generally people love free things, right? Now, in India, suppose there's a family and in that family there are 5 people. So, if I create my own account, I could order free milk for first week. Then I could create a fake account using my parents' mobile, and I could order milk again and again with different mobiles. So this way, the cost of customer acquisition became very high. It became 2 to 3,000 rupees per family, and this loophole is something they couldn't notice. One good example of some kind of loopholes that exist in startup I can give you is the loophole that exists in Netflix. Now, most of the people use Netflix shared accounts. That is, suppose if my friend has purchased a premium Netflix subscription, he has also given me the access. So this way, these companies, face loss. So this was a very bad customer acquisition strategy from Doodhwala. Second point is that it is not necessary that every person that uses their milk for 1 week will get converted as a permanent users. So in that case, the 750 rupees is not the cost of customer acquisition, but it is purely a loss. So there are two kinds of customer. The first who got converted, and second who didn't get converted as a user. So in case when the customer got converted, the cost of customer acquisition was 750, which is still very high. And if the user was not converted, then that 750 rupees was strict loss, pure loss. And this was the biggest loophole that made this startup fail. So due to this strategy, the company ran out of cash and couldn't pay salary to their employees. Their employees also did a case on founders as well. But that's not the point. The point is that they ran out of cash and investors saw this model, and the model was so flawed that they couldn't raise further rounds of funding. So this way the startup failed. So what are the key learnings from this case study of Doodhwala? Understand this first point very carefully. So giving your product for free trial is a great way to build trust, but it should only be done when your product has fixed cost. So for example, if you are running a SaaS business, that is software as a service business, then in that case, giving your software for free trial is a good strategy. Why? Because it does not incur you any additional cost. It does not incur you variable cost. You only have to, give your software, and there are no extra costs associated with it. But in case of Doodhwala, which is a service based business and a product based business as well, giving free milk for 1 week has variable cost. Now, how variable cost? The entire cost of milk has to be bared by Doodhwala. Then they also have to bear the delivery cost and the operational cost as well, right? So understand that whenever there are fixed costs, in that case only it is a choice, a better choice to give your product for free. But when you are having variable cost, right, you should not give your product for free. In my opinion, what Doodhwala should have actually done is, since their product was really good because they were delivering on time, along with that they were delivering fresh milk. Since the product was so exceptional, they should have placed their product as a premium product and should have targeted a premium audience. They decided to target a huge market, and so if you are targeting a huge market, it's very obvious that you have to keep your cost of product very cheap, and in that race they had completely lose their operations and the startup failed. So acquiring customers on basis of discount is the worst thing you can do as an entrepreneur. because as soon as you stop giving the discounts, people will stop using your product. A simple example that I can give you is uh, on basis of my personal experience. So I used to order grocery from this startup called Grofers, whose name is now Blinkit. So for the first 6 months, they were providing very high discounts and also were providing free delivery. But after 6 months, they stopped providing those discounts and started charging for delivery. So suddenly, since they started charging for delivery, I stopped ordering for them. So this is as simple. These startups don't understand this. And you as an entrepreneur should not do this mistake. Don't think that your customers will get habituated of your product and they will keep continue to buy even if you don't give discounts in the longer run. No, that is not going to happen. Especially in country like India, in a market like India, this is not going to happen. So remember this rule. If you spoil your customers by giving discounts, your customers will spoil you as soon as you stop giving discounts. So these were the key learnings from case study of Doodhwala. So make sure when you analyze your business or if you do some startup in future, make sure you take care of such loopholes, right? Don't let your customers take advantage of your product or services. This can lead to massive cash crunch. So these were the key learnings from this video. Hope you learned something new. See you in the next one.